So the war continues between the EFF and the Minister of Sports, Art and Culture, Gayton McKenzie. This time around, it has to do with Gayton McKenzie's trip to the Olympic Games in Paris. The EFF accuses Gayton McKenzie of wasting taxpayers' money by claiming that Gayton McKenzie spent 1.8 million rands to fund his luxurious trip to the Olympic Games in Paris. But Gayton McKenzie says, no, this is a lie. I did not spend 1.8 million rands to fund my trip to Paris, but I spent 800,000 rands of taxpayers' money to go to Paris. So this is a sheet that Gayton McKenzie released to the public. You can see that for the flights, the first item, it is the flights. Gayton McKenzie says that his flights cost 215,000 rands. The insurance was 592. The accommodation was 113,000 rands. Ground transport, so I think this is an Uber. The ground transport cost 454,000 rands. S&T, guys, I don't know what S&T is. It cost 20,000 rands, 745. And the grand total cost 800,000 rands. So the EFF says, no, this is a lie. This sheet that Gayton McKenzie released to the public, it is a lie. And this is the reason why the EFF will be reporting Gayton McKenzie to the Parliament Ethics Committee for lying to the people of this country by claiming that he has spent 800,000 rands, whereas we know that he spent 1.8 million rands.
Thank you very much. My name is Nawo Tambo, a member of Parliament representing the Economic Freedom Fighters. So today we have referred the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Gayton McKenzie, to the Ethics Committee for his misuse of taxpayers' money in his trip to the Olympic Games of 2024 in Paris, France, and also for lying about this trip in the public domain. Now, Gayton McKenzie has breached very specific provisions within the Ethics Code, which governs both members of Parliament and members of ethics. And this includes conducting himself with integrity, ensuring that he maintains public trust in the Parliament of South Africa as a representative of the Parliament of South Africa, and of course ensuring that he doesn't misuse the resources of taxpayers in an irresponsible manner and for his own personal benefit and the benefit of those associated to him. The other important factor that we've reported to the ethics registrar of the committee is that he has also violated the ministerial handbook, which guides the conduct of members of the executive as well. So in addition to the ethics code, he's also violated the ministerial handbook, and he's violated it in the following ways: in that he did not conduct his expenditure with the necessary due consideration of the financial implications of it, in terms of the expenditure which was raised there, which amounts to about 800,000 rand, in terms of ensuring that he maintains only traveling with 2 members of his staff. Additionally, the ministerial handbook requires of a minister, when they're going to conduct international travel, to seek approval from the president, but also to liaise with the Minister of International Relations and that department to ensure that all necessary support is provided when they are traveling internationally. So we've also insisted that the Registrar of the Ethics Committee must inquire whether this assistance was sought from the Minister of International Relations to ensure that no wasteful expenditure occurred, but also we must ascertain, and we believe that it is true, that Ramaphosa did approve Gayton McKenzie's trip to France. And if he did he approve, in addition, the wasteful expenditure that he incurred, because that makes him also liable for those costs. We are going to ensure that we hold the GNU accountable and not allow ex-convicts to misuse state resources and undermine the taxpayers of this country. Thank you very much.
So this is what the EFF actually has to say, that Gayton McKenzie is lying. But I wish the EFF could actually provide us with a spreadsheet, because this is a sheet that Gayton McKenzie has provided to us. So if they say that Gayton McKenzie has used or has spent 1.8 million rands to fund his trip to Paris, I wish they could have just released their own sheet to say, guys, these are the items and this is how Gayton McKenzie actually spent his money, spent taxpayers' money. So earlier today, Gayton McKenzie was doing a press conference to update his supporters about the progress that his party, the Patriotic Alliance, has made into the 100 days of the government of national unity. But he knows that this is something that the journalists are interested in. Many people have been very interested in this topic because the EFF has been very relentless to say that Gayton McKenzie, you misused the public funds. You wasted the taxpayers' money with this trip of yours, and you spent 1.8 million rands. So this is something that the EFF has worked so hard so that everybody can actually pay attention to. So Gayton McKenzie actually got a chance to respond to all of these things that have been said about him in the media, that he spent almost 2 million rands to fund his luxurious trip to Paris.
Now, I don't understand when there's a sporting event. I first got very angry because they were comparing me to, they said I removed Mama Joy and I replaced myself with her. So I got angry. But then I realized, being a government official, you must be transparent. You have taken on something that you can't get angry when people ask you about their money. Because every cent that we are using is belonging to the people. Now, I was annoyed for 10 minutes, but when that realization came, I realized that I must answer. And I'm going to answer very transparently here. And if there's any media person that still feels that I've not adequately answered, please, I will remain behind so that you can go back to the newsroom having all your questions answered. Number one, my first trip as a minister, the first one as a minister, not as a person, as a minister, was to the Olympics. I came a week before the Olympics start. I attended 6 different meetings. I attended a meeting with the Minister of Azerbaijan. I attended a meeting with the African ministers. I've attended a meeting with the Commonwealth ministers. I've attended the opening ceremony. I've also attended a meeting standing in for the Minister of Police, where they had all the police there. So I had 6 meetings I had to attend. Now, before the opening ceremony, the rugby already started, for those that don't know. So I went to go and watch the 7th rugby. Then when the Olympics started, I sat in the rain so that our athletes also can have somebody screaming for them there. And then I realized, because I was so excited for this new job I have, I want to learn, I'm going to come back. I'm probably the only minister in the world of sport that was not at the Olympics. Now, where do you get the joyriding from? So I want to make it very clear. I came back, not because I was forced to come back. There was nothing wrong me being there. Now he's going to sporting events. That's my job. Do you want me to go look at cabbages and the agriculture? That is the job of Mr. John Steenhuisen, to look at the farms. You can't. That's my job, to go to sporting events. Yeah. Especially the biggest showcasing of talent in the sporting world, which is the Olympics. I didn't go to the Paralympics, and that's not an achievement not to go. And I'm still going to go to all the sporting events, because that's government. Now you want to portray me as a person that's taking a joyride. That thing you can do with other ministers. You've chosen the wrong one. Because I'm flying first class all the time with my own money. And now I must fly business class. So it's not an upgrade for me, it's a downgrade. Locally, I fly like business class. But as a minister, you must fly economy class. The other day I was flying with my partner. And she said, can't we book you? Because my knees are so long. Because I can't sit now and then, I must stand up so that I can. But that's what the ministerial handbook demands of me. It demands of me to fly business class, to fly economy class locally. I fly twice a week, and I fly economy class. Internationally, the ministerial handbook demands of me to fly business and not first class. I'm mentioning this so that people can know I've not done anything outside the ministerial handbook. I got there, I saw them saying, Mr. McKenzie, welcome, welcome, jump in the car. Now it's being acted like I'm sitting behind a computer and go to the different airlines, which things, there are people that are hired for those. Now, if you want to play politics, it's fine, but don't play politics only with me. If I have to account, which I'm doing, we expect every minister to also account, because this is important to all of you. I've done absolutely nothing wrong. And I'm as transparent as possible. I went there. In fact, when I saw it's 125,000 rands for 5-star hotel, myself and the acting DG, we both said we can't do this. Isn't there a cheaper hotel? I stayed in a 4-star hotel, which was a bit cheaper because it was during the Olympics, all the prices were up. Yes. And you can't compare euros with rands. Our currency is not that strong. And now people want to act like, particularly in the DA, that it's my first time going overseas. 2007, I stayed for a month in Paris to watch the Rugby World Cup. For 1 month. I flew there first class. I stayed in a 7-star hotel for 1 month. Now, because it's no longer my own money and I must follow the rules, if the rule says I must fly economy class, I shall fly economy class.
And guys, what do you think about this money that has been spent? Because I know that right now the dispute is between Gayton McKenzie spending 800,000 rands and the EFF accusing Gayton McKenzie of spending 1 million rand more, which is 1.8 million rands. You look at both of these numbers, I honestly don't think that any of these numbers are acceptable. I honestly don't think that any of these numbers are acceptable. I honestly believe that these numbers are excessive. Both of them. I believe that both of them are excessive. I believe both of them are excessive. I mean, like 800,000 rands, 1.8 million rands. Both of these numbers are excessive. I don't know, guys. I've never been to Europe. Maybe some of you who have actually flew out to stay out in Europe can tell me, but I think that maybe something needs to be done because these numbers are not acceptable. Even this sheet that Gayton McKenzie has actually released, I know that he's been transparent, and this is something that we want from our ministers. But still, like, these numbers are insane. These numbers are insane. So do you think that there's something that the government can actually do to make sure that they, decrease the numbers a bit? Because I've watched people actually debate about this issue of the EFF and Gayton McKenzie. Some people say, no, Gayton McKenzie just spent 800,000 rand. Some people say, no, that 800,000 rand, it is excessive too. Then the EFF comes to say, you guys are saying it is 800,000 rands. No, it is not 800,000 rands. It is 1.8 million rands. Is there something that they can do to make sure that they don't spend this kind of money, guys? Is there anything that they can do? Because I don't want to lie. On this fight, I don't have any horse. I believe that these numbers are excessive, coming from McKenzie and coming from the EFF.
So I wanted to just get that out of the way. All the media that's here, we can still talk about if you have any further questions about the trip. But don't say I went for a joyride. And don't compare me to Mama Joy. I am not a super fan. I'm the Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture. The second issue, which is also in the media at the moment, I just want to get those two out of the way, and then I come to the work I've done. The issue of the Springbok. They say the Springboks are being the Springboks are being sold, all those things. I think I just want to bring context because I saw other political parties say I didn't even know about it. I was sleeping on the job. You see, hey, Floyd must come back. What I want to say.
Gayton McKenzie said, Floyd Shivambu leaving the EFF, he did not even leave, he did not just leave a gap, he left a Kimberley hole. And the outrage, the outrage that came with that, I'm trying to find that tweet, man. They are still insulting him even today. How can Gayton McKenzie say that Floyd Shivambu left a Kimberley hole? But that is not important.
3 months ago, SARU met with me and they presented the deal to me to say, this is what we want to do. We need money there's no money in SA Rugby. Most rugby unions around the world and federations are experiencing a cash crisis. When I looked at the deal, I said to them, we will meet in 1 week. They came in 1 week. I said to them, there's something I don't agree with on the deal. There's no South Africans in this deal. They said, thank you, Minister. We will come back to you. They then came back and they said, Minister, we have included South Africans now in the deal. The law of FIFA and the international rugby federations, you can't interfere in soccer and in rugby. You can do it on a certain level. So I can only urge, but I can't truly, fully instruct, because that might be deemed as interference, and then you get banned. So what they did, they came back, they said they've got South African partners now. I said, all right, if that's the case, it's good. Then we got complaints, my office got complaints from the rugby union presidents. So they were supposed to vote today. I then said, stop that meeting, let us meet again, so everybody can be happy with the deal. So that's where we are with the deal. I didn't see this deal the other day when some political party was giving a statement. I've been working, I've even met the Eckerley company, the company that's buying. I've met the owners, the brothers of that company, the owners. I've met them. I've engaged with them so that I can make sure that South African Springbok rights are not being sold for a song. So I hope I've made that one clear. Enough about that. Let me go to the work that I've done.
But anyway, guys, me, like I say, maybe I could be wrong, but I believe that both numbers are excessive. I believe that both numbers are excessive. I believe that there is something, maybe there is something that the government can actually do to make sure that they don't spend so much money, man. These people are spending a lot of money. This is a lot of money. I don't want to lie. This is a lot of money. 800,000 rands to go and watch the Olympics. It's a lot of money. EFF saying that no, it is not 800,000 rands. It is 1.8. To me, it's still the same. It is a lot of money. It is a lot of money. So, guys, this is a developing story. We will see what the Parliament Ethics Committee says, because the EFF has made it very clear that we are going to report Gayton McKenzie to the Parliament Ethics Committee, because he has been lying to the people of this country about the kind of money that he has used to fund his luxurious trip to Paris. Guys, please tell me what you think on the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button. And the most important part is subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.